Hello, in this simple tutorial, I'll show you how to best use the mixer brush tool and the right way to use and apply it whenever you're trying to use frequency separation as a skin retouching technique when it comes to Photoshop and skin retouching in general. So simply like the video in case you find the video really helpful to you. So in order to understand how to use the mixer brush tool, you have to understand how frequency separation works on a photo. Remember, frequency separation basically divides the image into the colors and the textures. So just come the background layer and duplicate this twice by pressing Command J twice. Then double click on this layer, name it to color, and double click on this topmost layer, name that layer to texture. So after renaming these two layers, you're simply going to come to the color layer and select it and turn off the texture layer. Simply come to filter, come to blur, come to Gaussian blur. Remember, this step also determines on the results for the mixer brush tool. That is why you have to pay maximum attention. So for this step, and in case you're using a Photoshop action, it usually stops at the point where you have to determine or to choose the radius for the Gaussian blur to apply to your photo. So take the radius slider down and click on an area you feel has more skin textures on the skin, and take the radius slider up to a point whereby the textures on the skin or the skin details are just starting to disappear. So at about 6, that is when the skin textures are just starting to disappear for this very image. I'll click OK, select the texture layer, now activate it or turn it on. Then come to image and come to apply image. So for this, the settings, select the color layer, channel RGB. Blending has to be set to add because this is a 16-bit image. The scale is to offset 0, and make sure you turn on the invert option, and you'll see the textures on this square layer. So in case you have an action, it is going to automatically create for you this first step. So after this, change this from normal and change it all the way down to linear light. So after this, we are going to group these two layers, and after understanding how frequency separation works for a given photo, we want to understand how to best set up the mixer brush tool in order to get the perfect results for our image or for our photo. So first of all, we are going to open up the frequency separation group, and after opening it up, remember, whenever you're trying to apply frequency separation using the mixer brush tool, we first of all blend the skin tones or the skin colors on the image. So come and select the color layer which is containing the skin tones, and after selecting the color layer, we are going to come to the brushes. So come to the brushes, select the mixer brush tool, and in case you can't locate the mixer brush tool under the brushes, you can locate it down here. So for whichever tool you select in Photoshop, the settings are always going to display above here. So we have selected the mixer brush tool, and for the settings, make sure the hardness set to 0 because we want a very soft brush, and soft round brush is selected. And when it comes to this other setting, make sure clean brush is selected because we don't want any color. We want the brush to be as plain as possible because the skin has different colors of skin tone variations. Then we have two options right here. The first one is load brush after each stroke. So what the first option is going to do, it is basically going to copy color from a previous area you're trying to blend and paint it on a brand new area which we don't want. That is why you have to select the option that says clean brush after each stroke, this second option. So we have selected this second option, that is clean brush after each stroke. Then you're going to be using a weight of 9%. The reason for using a weight of 9% is because we don't want, as we're trying to blend the skin tone colors, we don't want color to spill from one area to another. It's like when you're trying to mop using a very wet rag, it means every that area you're trying to mop using a very wet rag, that color is going to be spilling to other surrounding or nearby areas which we don't want. We shall be using a load of 75% because we don't want to carry a lot of color on the brush. The mix of 90% because we want a perfect blend, and the flow of 100% because we don't want to take a lot of time trying to blend or create even transitions between the skin tones. That is why we have used these settings. And by the way, make sure sample all layers is not turned on or is not checked every time you're trying to use the mixer brush tool. So after setting up the mixer brush tool, I want to show you the direction or how to apply the mixer brush tool. So I'll briefly demonstrate to you how to use and apply the mixer brush tool. So this is actually optional, but just want to show you the right direction to move the brush every time you're applying it to your images or to your photo. So I'll briefly get the normal brush tool to demonstrate and elaborate for you how to apply and use the mixer brush tool. So in case you are using the mixer brush tool and for example you want to apply it on the forehead area, you have to follow the way a given area is shaped. So for example, the forehead area is shaped in this kind of format. You can see it is curving like this. Yeah, you can see this nice and beautiful curve just like this. So you always have to follow that curve every time you're trying to blend the tones using the mixer brush tool in that area. So when it comes to the cheek area, you have to follow this direction as well as you're trying to apply or to blend the tones. So for the nose, it is moving from up to down, so you have to follow or to move the brush in this kind of direction. And for the chin area, you can see it is moving in this direction. For the neck, follow this direction, you can see. And for the hand, you can see we are going to follow this direction. And as you're following the direction, always make sure you blend the midtones alone, the highlights alone, and the shadows alone. And for the brush size, make sure that the size of the brush you're trying to use to blend is slightly small enough to blend in a given area that contains a particular color. So after understanding how to move the brush tool, it is time to make it a little bit more practical. So I'll delete this because I was just trying to demonstrate for you the direction in which you have to use or to move the mixer brush tool as you're trying to blend the tones on the skin. So you're going to come back to our frequency separation group that we created initially before and come to the color layer. So there is one trick that you can use to see or identify the areas that have uneven skin tone transitions, and the trick I tend to prefer to use is simply turning off the textures or turning off the texture layer. The reason for turning it off is I don't want any kind of distractions from the skin details or the details in the skin, so that I can perfect and work on the colors without having any kind of disturbances or interferences from the textures in the photo. So I'll come back and I select my mixer brush tool. So after getting the mixer brush tool, so it is time to apply the mixer brush tool. So there are those instances whereby the mixer brush tool is going to be showing a plus icon. Make sure you always deactivate the caps lock key on the keyboard so that the mixer brush tool can have the default circular formation or icon. And in case you want to increase or reduce on the size of the mixer brush tool, you can use the open and close square bracket keys on the keyboard to reduce or increase on the size of the mixer brush tool. Remember, I told you that you have to keep the size of the mixer brush tool very even depending or according to the area that you want to work on. So I'll just come back and I select clean brush. So after setting up the mixer brush tool like I showed you initially before, it is time to apply it. So whenever you want to apply the mixer brush tool, don't zoom all the way in like this, because when you do this, you can't see the uneven skin tone transitions in the photo that you're going to be editing. So make sure you edit or retouch at a distance. So this is going to help you identify the uneven skin tone transitions and you blend them. So how to apply it? With the color layer selected, it is time to apply it. So simply click and hold down and you move the brush in that direction like I showed you as trying to illustrate for you or elaborate for you. So I've blended that area. Then I'll come to this other side and also blend these dark tones like this. And after blending those dark tones in that area, I'll release the left click button, or I'll not hold down and come to a new area and left click and hold down once again to blend on a new area. Left click and blend on a new area. And after blending, I'll simply click and hold down on a new area. But as you're seeing right now, it is creating a very harsh transition on the line where these colors are transitioning from one color to another. So what you have to do, reduce on the size of the brush and simply blend that line so that you can try to get a very nice and smooth transition between the different colors of the skin tone. So you can see by just doing that, you can see everything or every tone is now blended quite well, or even better. So I'll come to the cheek area, and you can see I have reduced the size and blend in this direction. You can see I'm moving the brush in this direction to keep and maintain the original shape of the model's face, because at this point I don't want to change or distort the initial shape of the model's face. So you can see I have to do this. So for the nose, like I showed you, I have to move the brush in this kind of direction to keep and maintain the initial original shape of the model's nose, just like this. Reduce on the size and also work on the highlight, because the highlight is different from these dark areas of the nose. So when it comes to the chin area, I'll move the brush in this kind of direction and also move this part in this direction. So you can see by just doing this, the skin is going to look nice and look a little bit smooth, but we have as well retained the initial or natural skin details from or in the image. So just come and turn this back on. You can see before, after, before, after, before, and after. So keep on doing this to the rest of areas that have or contain skin tones, and later on you can select the texture layer and remove the pimples or blemishes by getting the clone stamp tool, and make sure the hardness set to 0. The mode is normal, opacity, and the flat 100%. So I'll just show you how to remove just the blemishes. So to remove, for example, this pimple, increase on the size of the clone stamp tool by using the bracket keys on the keyboard, and hold down the option key on the keyboard, option for Mac, alternate for Windows, option, and click on a clean area near the pimple, option, left click on a clean area near the pimple or the blemish, and simply release the option key on the keyboard and click once again over the pimple to cover it with that clean skin. So you're basically copying and painting clean skin over the pimple to remove it. So to remove this pimple, I'll sample from this closed area, option, left click, and do this once again and click over the pimple or the blemish to cover it with clean skin. So this is how you can simply understand how to use the mixer brush tool to retain original and natural skin details for your images. And this is it for this video. And if you have enjoyed this, don't forget to like the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you have been watching and you are not a subscriber to this channel. Ronix from Ronix Photography. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in yet more videos on this channel. Don't forget to keep practicing and as well keep creating.